Yeah, we were going to throw to a commercial after we talked about my head exploding, but instead lightning struck and power went out and internet went out and one computer down. But we're not quitting, folks. It's soccer over there.
There's no quitting.
No.
We're too stubborn to quit.
Yeah, or stupid or dumb or bullheaded or whatever else.
Whatever.
I blame Mike Ashley for that lightning strike. I'm going to 100% blame him because I was just about to talk about something that was so insane that it made my computer explode. It did that.
The predictive insanity of this particular topic was too much for the circuits to handle.
The circuits could not handle it. The computer just said, I'm giving up, I'm tapping out, and the computer committed suicide because of a tweet, and I'm trying to get back to the original tweet now, but a tweet talking about the news from Newcastle. So, Rafa Benitez not coming back.
Nope.
Not exactly a shock, I guess. Maybe that it's actually going to happen this time. It's been rumored and mentioned as a possibility, and Rafa and Ashley have been back and forth and back and forth and back and forth about, is he going to come back? Is he going to get everything he wants? Well, he's not coming back. And when the conversation starts around who will be next at Newcastle, I mean, what were some of the names that popped into your heads when it's, okay, Newcastle's available now? That's a Premier League club. Who would be the leading contenders for Newcastle United in your mind, Nick?
Alan Pardew.
Yeah, even though he's a pretty heavy contender for FC Cincinnati as well, which is crazy that we're in this conversation. But yes, Alan Pardew, I am pretty sure, immediately sent a text.
Big Sam.
Gotta be. Big Sam's got to be in that conversation. The tweet that made my head explode, it's from Dean Jones from Bleacher Report. Bleacher Report, big time. He's the football insider for Bleacher Report. 54.7 thousand followers. I'm just going to read the tweet. And maybe I hear more thunder and Gwen's getting freaked out. Maybe more lightning's about to strike. What's next for Newcastle? I'm hearing Arsene Wenger will be sounded out over a role. Okay. Also told, Anthony Hudson in the mix for head coach job.
Oh, God.
Anthony Hudson. The first response.
This is step one.
Oh, my God.
The first response. Well, my first question is, who is Anthony Hudson? That's from Chris Kelly on Twitter. Anthony Hudson. 8 wins in 46 matches with the Colorado Rapids. 8.
7 plus 1.
Anthony Hudson.
Would have been relegated if we had Pro Rel in the U.S.
They almost created Pro Rel for Anthony Hudson.
Disaster.
Gwen is angry about this. Or the thunder and lightning.
She should be.
But she is fired up.
Angry.
Both.
That's right.
Anthony
I welcome
Hudson. It blew my mind.
When you think of the managers out there, though, Jason, who in the world would take this job? Honestly, who would take it and say,
Alan Pardew, Big Sam, and I can't believe I'm about to say this, but they would be perfect for this job. They are the number one choice for this job, not Anthony Hudson.
Harry Redknapp.
I don't.
Yes,
I can't
Harry
even believe,
Redknapp. Put him in the mix.
We were talking after the insanity preventing lightning strike hit, and I gave it to the since we're going all in the world of analogies here. I said that this is essentially a Porta-John left in the desert. Who wants this thing?
Anybody, not Anthony Hudson.
I mean, say goodbye to championship. Say hello, League One. That's it. There's
Say
no
hello, League Two.
There's
They might make a League 3.
Derek McGinnis is up there at Aberdeen actually doing good work. Like, Joey Barton is available.
Joey Barton would be a better
John
choice.
Terry's available.
John Terry would be a much better choice. Can I just read a couple more
Steven
tweets in
Gerrard
response to
is
this?
Like,
Please do.
From an account, Kenny Wharton sits on the ball to Dean Jones. Are you still receiving the counseling for drug use?
Wow.
Oh
my God.
Somebody chimed in, Anthony Hudson is a terrible manager. And Liam Finnan came back and said, what are you talking about? He done great for Bahrain U23s and Real Maryland Monarchs. I mean, that's what we're talking about. Like, this is it.
Oh, wow.
Wait, and this is from the Manchester City Denver supporters group. Wait, former Rapids Anthony Hudson? You can't be serious.
here's the thing, though. Like, there's a comment on there, Jason, and you're skipping over it here about Anthony Hudson didn't get enough time in Colorado to implement everything.
46 games, 8 wins. 46. As Fox Mikovich said on Twitter, Anthony Hudson, the man that almost single-handedly ran the Colorado Rapids into the ground, surely that can't be.
How many
they're
games did they play again?
Connor Casey
46.
dig them out of the ground.
Connor Casey stepped in with no managerial experience. None. Zero. None. And he won 4 out of his first 5. With the same players.
Preach, Glenn. Preach.
Glenn is screaming about Anthony Hudson.
That's right. As she should.
I agree.
Clearly intelligent. Clearly. I love it. Clearly. It baffles the mind, the names that are getting tossed around nowadays. I mean, it again goes back to ownership. Mike Ashley is the worst owner in all major sports. I mean, outside of Russia. I mean, I'm sure with Russia we can, that's a completely different kettle of fish. But I'm talking about in our world, Premier League, La Liga, Serie A, Ligue 1, any of the subsequent lower leagues there. I mean, is there anyone else you can think of who has squandered such position?
Nope.
Such a head start. No one.
Nope. Dylan Walsh, who covers MLS in the Premier League, says, if Anthony Hudson gets the Newcastle job, I seriously think they will finish with under 15 points next season.
Yes.
Yeah.
Miguel Almiron's going to demand a transfer.
I would
Miguel
bet
Almiron's
the under.
Like, no, I've seen this. Miguel Almiron's going to be like, I've seen what this looks like. I'm not doing this. Nah.
Aaron Stokes, another sports journalist for Daily Star Sport in London, says 2 or 3 separate reports. And that's not the only report. That's the crazy thing. 2 or 3 separate reports already claiming Anthony Hudson is the man Newcastle Chiefs want to replace Rafa Benitez. His managerial record reads,
my God.
Here's his CV. Real Maryland Monarchs,
Here's my question.
Newport County, Bahrain U23s, Bahrain, New Zealand U23s, New Zealand, and Colorado Rapids. Welcome to Newcastle.
Is Michael Starry just not available?
This is neglect. This is willful neglect.
Mike Ashley's tanking the stock value. He's going to move him like Rachel Phelps in Major League.
William Hill, the juice box agency that places odds on these sorts of things. You want an update? You want some numbers? Because this is
God,
amazing.
give me the numbers.
Jose Mourinho 5-1, Avram Grant 9-1, and Anthony Hudson 12-1, just ahead of Gennaro Gattuso at 14-1.
He's the third-ranked person.
Yes.
Oh my God! If may I have the floor for just a moment?
Take it, because my brain just
Take it for 2
collapsed.
for all I care.
If you are a Newcastle supporter, every pound you spend, every quid, every pence, every whatever your currency consists of, every time you spend one bit of it with Newcastle, you are voting that this is okay.
You're encouraging this.
You're encouraging it. And if you want to support your boys, I get it, and that's awesome. But understand those boys are leaving. They will not be there. They will jump from the ship. Do not be the last ones on the boat. Please, for the name of all that's good, don't spend that money. Take your money and spend it elsewhere. Buy trinkets from the dollar store, or whatever the equivalent is in the UK. I don't care. Buy fast food and hand it out to people that you meet randomly walking to the tube. Don't spend it with this clown any longer.
Decency.
Just don't. No. Invest in any other product on earth except this, because this is willful neglect. Every business person out there knows you sell something when it's at its maximum value so you can get the most return. If this thing drops to championship, he won't be able to sell it for as much. If it drops even lower, he's not going to be able to get anything back for it. This is willful neglect. There's no other way around it. Who in their right mind would say that this is a good call, that you have this chucklehead at being ranked as the third person? And I get that that's the betting, the juice box company and not Newcastle, but when you have multiple reports saying this is the guy, fire everyone. Get some local kids from Newcastle to come in who play nothing but Football Manager all day long and put them in charge of the team. I promise you'll get better results.
The press conferences would be amazing.
There's like a slew of...
It would be fantastic. A bunch of 10-year-olds. Like a bunch of 10 and 11-year-olds in there talking about who they were going to be gunning for in the transfer market. It would be must-see TV. Pay-per-view. Every presser would be pay-per-view.
We're just going to hire Joe Patrick and Sam J. Jones to run the team.
That's
through
right.
Via Skype.
A Football Manager interface.
Via Skype. Oh, so you're saying it's going to be like...
If Eric Winalda could coach the Atlanta Silverbacks and was there, Jason, like 2 or 3 days a week, if that?
Yeah.
If he can do that, I mean, anybody can do anything. Like, man, y'all couldn't go try and buy Adrian Heath out of Minnesota or something. At least that I would kind of understand a little more.
There's how many teams in MLS? 24, right? You look at the teams
24,
with
23 professional ones apparently.
Well, no, they became professional when they gave Connor Casey the job because they actually started winning some games. So 24 managers will leave Cincinnati out of it because they don't have a manager currently. Dame would still be a better choice. Forget it. I mean, they have there's 24 teams. There's 24 people in charge of those teams right now. Any of them would be a better choice than Anthony Hudson at Newcastle. I mean, it's just...
Thierry Henry?
I thought it was a joke. Thierry Henry, who was horrendous in Ligue 1, would be a better choice than Anthony Hudson right now. There's probably the 3/4 of the managers in the USL Championship would be a better choice than Anthony Hudson right now. I honestly thought it was a joke. When that happened, I was like, okay, is this a real account? Is this fake nonsense? What? Oh, no. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, no.
Stephen Glass deserves a call to manage Newcastle.
Yes.
Before Anthony Hudson deserves a call to manage Newcastle.
Yes. It's shocking.
I mean, here's the thing. Last time I checked on the map, there's a place called South America, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay, all right. And in this continent, there are countries that have teams, right? Like I think Paraguay has a team, several teams, right? A whole league of teams, right?
Yes.
As does Argentina, as does Brazil, as does Bolivia, Colombia, and you're telling me you couldn't find one manager down there who would be willing to come to England and manage your team? Not one.
I don't even think they looked. If this is the direction they go, I don't even. Yeah. I want to know how this happened, because how is it that you ring up Anthony Hudson on this job? Like, how? What? Why, how? What? I don't understand.
Guys, there are two. This is a no-perform job, right? This is a no-perform job. And there are only two entities that run no-perform jobs: the Mafia and college athletics. All right? That's it. This right, and that's what your scouting department is. If what you're saying is accurate, that's what this is. It's a no-perform job. You have scouts, you have people who are supposed to look, and they just show up and they go, that guy. That's who you need to get. Him. You can't tell me any different. This is malfeasance. This is fraudulent.
Malpractice.
Whatever you want to call it. It's exactly just what it is. Mal, insert term here behind it.
So we have that madness, and before we wrap up, Jarrett, you shared a tweet from Graham Ruthven that Luis Suarez was appealing for a handball from a goalkeeper?
Yeah, I'm going to send you the tweet, the actual tweet.
I don't understand.
Again? Hold on.
Oh,
it's coming your way.
We're getting a look
Luis
at this
Suarez
now.
Took a shot from a tight angle. The keeper got low. He's in the box, and he put his hand out to stop it, and Suarez throws his hand up in the air asking for a handball.
What? Yeah, what's he... what? Okay, Luis Suarez's brain is broken, too. He must have heard about the Anthony Hudson rumors.
I had to be.
Hey,
my brain.
If there's anybody who knows about handballs in the box,
hey, he's a hero for that,
and he should be. In the same way that any of those Scottish players who had distracted the Argentine players, if she had missed the second attempt, they would still be talking about that girl who got up there and trash talked the Argentine player. It paid off.
It's true. I mean, it's not like anybody could actually understand what was being said, but you know.
Oh no! God no!
Oh
yeah, Look, before we get out of here, there's one thing that I do want to cover. Hold on one second, because this person is involved with it right here.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, the Duchess has come to say hello. Hi, Pumpkin. And so what I want to talk about before we get out of here is Marta and the Brazilian team that ran out. They ran out of time in the World Cup. They ran out of options. They ran out of opportunities, and they're gone. It's probably one of the most legendary collection of women's players that have ever existed. Can we all agree on this? Formiga, Marta, Cristiane, right? I mean, is anyone arguing that?
No,
anyone?
Not at all. No, it's
okay. Yeah.
It's a group that has done this for so long with no support from the Federation and keeps coming back. I mean, Formiga 41 was one of their best players in this tournament.
Here's the thing. As it's one thing to say, hey, as a fan, I can appreciate what these ladies are doing, as a soccer fan in general. But as a dad of a daughter, to watch Marta get up after the game and plead with the next generation of Brazilian girls to come through and carry the mantle forward for them, it reached in and it just grabbed the heart, because I'm watching my daughter run around with a ball, and I'm hoping that she has that kind of person that she can look at. Yeah, isn't that right, Pumpkin? And so what I'm hoping for is we have people either with the U.S. women's team or with the Italian national team who are willing to step up and lead these young girls who are coming out. I want to see the same thing out of all of these federations. I want to see that one legendary player. I want to see the same thing for Sinclair. I hope Sinclair for Canada comes out and says the same thing, because she's been leading that country, the clock is still going. But the Women's World Cup is important, and it means something. This is not some UN handout. This is not some sort of thing that is just trivial or fun. Ha, ha, ha. Oh, it's a nice, cute thing every 4 years. No. Representation means something. And for Marta to get up with that lipstick and say, hey, this is why I'm wearing the lipstick. I don't care if you don't like the lipstick. It has no business being here, blah, blah, blah. Shut up about it. I don't care. Because there's a statement that she's trying to make. And people like my daughter are watching. And when they see these ladies do something, I don't have to say, hey, look at this guy doing this every Saturday morning. No, I can sit there and say, look at this girl doing something. And my daughter can look and see someone in a ponytail screaming down the field with the ball and sending a rifle shot into the back of the net. And that means something. So representation is more than just a word that gets kicked around on the internet. I promise you, as a dad of a daughter, and Jarrett, I'm sure you can agree with this, it means something. And that's what this Women's World Cup is. It's awesome. It's entertaining. It's showing representation up front and center. Believe in it, buy it, and support these ladies when they leave the World Cup and they go back to their club teams. Because if you tune in to AS Roma on Twitter, they broadcast the ladies' games live. Juve, AC Milan, NWSL. I can't wait to see what La Liga is going to do. I'm sure we will get some coverage out of there somehow. But support
Liga
these
MX
ladies when this tournament ends.
Yeah, there's so many that are available out there free. Now, you got to put in a little bit of work, and that's the next step, is that when you get these women's club matches on TV, and it's easy to just flip the channel from La Liga to La Liga Femenina, and you get a chance to watch those great matches or watch the Champions League on the women's side. It needs to be more accessible. That's the number one thing that is limiting people from getting into the women's game. That has to change. But these women, this tournament for me, this is the tipping point for the women's game worldwide.
Yeah, and that's it. It is the tipping point because the quality is, you can't deny the quality anymore. And
Nope.
I mean, when you see Spain playing, you're like, wow, that's Spain. I get it. It mirrors what the guys are doing. Hello. That's right. Can you say goal? No, you're not going to do that today. But it means
At
something.
least yours says goal. Mine just asks for the red card all the time.
That's right, as she should. As she should. So I will be raising this little girl up who's currently sitting in my lap.
She's
watching
being raised
Italy.
by a defender who's.
That's right. Some quality defenders. So, and that's what my little girl, she seems to be gravitating toward goalkeeper at the moment. She enjoys getting the ball and throwing it back and then kicking it. Her distribution game is pretty strong, I will say that. So, please support the ladies when they're done. Okay? If we can do that, it would be great. With that, I'm off my soapbox. Anything else from you guys before we get out of here?
To be fair, my daughter might end up being like, I don't know, if she ends up being like 5'11" or so, because I'm 6'5". I mean, at that point, we might just put her in goal on principle.
This is also true. Mine is almost guaranteed to be a Smurf, and that's okay. Low center of gravity, easy to clean people out on the back line.
Hey, we all need that DeRossi in our lives.
That's right. That's right. Well, we are sorry, but for the storm interruption, unfortunately, we cannot control the weather yet. We're still working on that. But
maybe next time.
We will be back. Yeah, there are subjects that we will get into on Hot Drop that I wanted to cover today that we're not going to be able to, such as Saudi going to Juve, Neymar and his Chernobyl meltdown on the world stage, and then also, I mean, just general other craziness that's happening around the world. So, until next time, hopefully with better weather and non-exploding computers over the sand.
Yes, hopefully.
Nick Leafy, Jason Longshore, and Jarrett_Nelson. And again, happy birthday, John Nelson. And we will be back. Until then, Mucha Mucha. Ripe old age of 147 years old, thinking that that Brunswick stew is made where? Virginia? Is that where he said it was made? I don't know.
He went Canada.
It's okay.
That's
We love
dangerous.
John's hot
He
takes.
knows way too many people in South Georgia to be making those statements.
That's right. So John, happy birthday, man. We love you. And thank you all for listening. We'll see you next time. Mucha, mucha. Yo, yo.
Mucha.